morning, wherever you're at, everyone, and welcome back to the 5,000 Keys Power 20 series. First, I want to thank you for spending part of your lunch break with us. We know that your time is valuable, and our goal is to make these sessions practical, educational, and worth every minute. So, today's topic addresses one of the most common questions that we hear. How many people have either said or you've heard have say, I'd love to invest in real estate, but I don't want to become a landlord, right? Is there another way? So, Christina, I think that's a good place to start. Is becoming a landlord really the only path to investing in real estate?
Actually, I would like to answer that. I would say not at all, Kristen. I mean, I started the same way, thinking that's what I had to do in order to own real estate was to be a landlord. And I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions that most people have about real estate investing, right? Is that, you hear, oh, real estate investing, people picture collecting rent and fixing things and, having to deal with vacancies and tenants and receiving maintenance calls at midnight, which I've done. But that's certainly one way to invest, but it's not the only way.
So, can we define that for everyone? Like, what's the difference between being an active investor and a passive investor?
I like to think of it this way, right? When you're talking about owning a business versus funding a business, and an active investor is directly involved in finding the property, negotiating the purchase, securing the financing, overseeing all the renovations, managing tenants, handling maintenance, and doing the day-to-day operational decisions. But as a passive investor, you get to invest alongside experienced operating teams who will handle all of the chaos for you and will manage those responsibilities. So you still own an interest in the investment. You simply aren't responsible for running the property. So in an active investor, you're receiving returns, but you're doing all the heavy lifting. As a passive investor, you're receiving returns, but you're relying on other operating teams to do all the heavy lifting for you.
Okay. So, if I'm a physician, an executive, or a business owner working 60 hours a week, let's say, passive investing may allow me to participate in real estate without adding another full-time job.
Exactly. So a lot of our investors, they're excellent at what they do. They manage big businesses, they run hospitals, they have their what we like to call 9 to 5 in their area of expertise, but they're
Mhm.
not having to get involved in the day-to-day of actually having to manage the real estate. So, we want to make sure that these investors they use the highest and best use of their time isn't worrying about a dishwasher or interviewing for contractors or property management companies. It's continuing to really build their careers and spending time with their families while still investing alongside an experienced team.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Julie, this seems like a good place to bring you into the conversation. If
Mhm.
investors aren't managing the apartments, then who is?
The Ghostbusters? No, no, no. I'm just kidding. So typically, this is where we lean on our property management. So we have to have that strong relationship with our boots on the ground property management companies, right? So our responsibility is protecting the asset for our investors, and while creating that, a great experience with our residents, with our tenants. So we have to have that fine balance between both, right? So when we look as a big picture, what we're as asset managers, what we're trying to do is we want to ensure we're taking care of the leasing, the maintenance, managing our vendors, the occupancy, renovations, budgets, and just making sure that the entire business plan is executed. And the goal for our investors is to receive regular updates. You talked about being a landlord. You don't want to get a call in the middle of the night saying, I got to go, take care of toilets or anything. That's what the property manager is there for. So it's separating yourself from that, but being able to get updates on what's going on. So hopefully that clarifies. We really need to strengthen that relationship with our property managers.
Right. So the investor owns real estate. without becoming the property manager. It just to clarify, right?
Yeah, you don't want to be a property manager. I mean, you want to be able to, like you said, be passive and sit back and get the updates on what exactly how your asset is performing.
Definitely like that idea. I do have a duplex that I technically property manage my own.
Uh-huh.
Yesterday, my tenant said something's wrong with the dryer. Turns out there was a chopstick in there. I don't know how
Oh, just
that
the dryer.
happened,
That's
but yeah, so passive's the way to go.
yeah.
Leah, let's talk about the investor side. Who typically benefits most from this type of investment?
Yeah, I like to call them the high net worth people, right? Or individuals, such as your physicians, executives, entrepreneurs, and you have your retirees, and of course, people who travel frequently, right?
Mhm.
So oftentimes these people have worked hard to build their capital, but they don't necessarily want to build another job for themselves, like we've been talking. They still want exposure to real estate because they understand that long-term wealth building potential, but they also value professional management. And that's why it's really important to get a good property manager.
So I think one important distinction is that passive doesn't mean uninvolved, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So investors should absolutely understand the investment. They should always ask questions. I mean, I think it's really important to ask questions because that's the only way you'll find out, right? They should also review any kind of report that's available to them, understand the business plan. And I think for me, more importantly, is knowing who they're investing with, like us, right?
Right.
Passive simply means that you're not operating the property yourself.
All right. That's actually very, very helpful. Christina, um, what's one thing you hope people take away from today's discussion?
Yeah, I would really just like to encourage people to realize that there are many ways to invest in real estate, right? Some people enjoy being landlords, and that's fantastic. Other people prefer investing alongside experienced operators while focusing on their own career and priorities. And neither approach is right or wrong. It's just really what suits the individual investor's needs. And I think the important thing to understand is that your options are about choosing the one that aligns with your financial goals and your lifestyle.
Hey, thank you. Just opening up the floor to, I see we have a few people who have joined the call. Are there any questions that we can help answer for you? Any insights?
I have one question, but it's not regarding what we're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm changing the subject. This is more for the 5,000 keys team. If I could have your buy box, I might have a deal for you. I don't know exactly what you're looking for, so that's why before sending the deal, I wanted to know what your buy box is, if it's possible to have it somewhere. I couldn't find any OC. I don't know if you're owners club team, but I couldn't find you guys in there. So
Natalie,
Yeah,
this is Leah.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I was going to say
Well,
maybe someone
I
could
was
drop
just going to
our
say,
buy box in the link.
yep.
yeah, if you,
And I can
yeah,
send it to you as well.
great,
Yeah.
great,
Let me go
thank
look
you.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. We look forward to it.
Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we
Oh,
can.
so this is my first meeting. I'm not really familiar with is it 5,000 keys and what you all do. Can I have a quick like overview of um, the group, what you all do and what you're looking for?
Julie, you want to take that one?
Thanks, Sarah Lynn. So thanks for joining this. So we have a series. Well, first of all, it's 5,000 keys. Our partners are here. So it's Christina, Leah, and myself. And we have a mission to accumulate 5,000 keys by the year 2030. Our mission is providing housing for veterans, students, and workforce housing. And we do currently have a project under contract in New Mexico. and you can hear more about that. Well, we kind of put that information out, and we can drop the link on our club where we have more information on that. So yeah, we're here to solve the affordable housing crisis one key at a time, so to speak.
I like it.
And yeah, so that's what we're about. And we'd love to have you on the journey. What I mean, and just that was just a quick, like, hey, our overall mission and where we're at.
Well, I think as far as my mission, it pretty much aligns. So I'd like to hear more. I'll say that. And I'm interested in also learning this model. I'm trying to build this model myself. My approach was to look at it from a master lease perspective. Is that what this is? Is this like a master lease type
It's a little bit,
strategy?
yeah, it's a little bit different. Sorry, my connection's not great today, so I do apologize if it's disruptive, but our model's a little bit different. We're
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Christina, you're
the
you're
property,
breaking up.
so we're doing a buy and hold.
So we're doing a buy and hold. We will entertain master leases eventually, but right now we're working on relationships, building our relationships in New Mexico for, working with students, working with workforce housing because it's right in the middle of, there's hospitals close by. The VA hospital is there. Kirtland Air Force Base is to the south. We have two universities close by. The master lease option is great, but our option for this particular project is to buy and to hold the property. It's 32 units. You're on mute, Sarah.
Real quick. No, real quick, Natalia, if I can just,
Is it in Albuquerque?
Sarah Lynn, go ahead.
Where in New Mexico?
Albuquerque,
New Mexico.
All right.
So we're buying our properties right now in primarily this year in New Mexico and Texas. So we're talking Albuquerque, Las Lunas, or Belen, in that area, and also Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Texas. And then beyond this year, we'll start looking into the Sunbelt states. Yeah, we'd love to have you along our journey.
And this project in New Mexico, when are you expecting to close on it?
July 31st.
Okay, so you got a month left. Yeah, well, financing.
You're cutting off, Salvador. We're hearing every other word you're saying. Sorry.
No, just a little bit, Salvador.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. What I'm saying is we could always touch bases again on discussing financing for that property. I know we were discussing it before with Conrado, and then
Right.
I don't know where we left off.
Sure.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Sarah, I'm not sure if you're on mute or if you're.
That was it. I was starting to break up, so I decided to just listen. But I'm definitely interested.
Okay.
Kelly and Ebony, do you have any questions?
Hi, I'm sorry. I was late, so I didn't want to. I was just trying to listen, and I didn't want to ask questions that may have been addressed before. But
We have
I'm
time,
just-
so you can ask.
oh, okay. I'm just getting here. Some of the names I think I'm familiar with as part of the community, and so it sounds like you have. You said you have something already in the works.
Yes.
So are you, as a group, moving all around the country, or what? Could you tell me a little bit about, your background and experience in what you're trying to do?
So yeah, Julie actually kind of went over it. So we are.
See, that's why.
Yeah, no, that's
I didn't wanna
okay.
have
No,
to ask again.
no,
I'm
you're good.
sorry.
You're good. So we're 5,000 Keys. It comprises of Christina Lopez, Julie Collette, and myself, Leah Murga. So
Right,
we
right.
are on this mission to acquire 5,000 units by 2030.
Hmm.
And part of our vision is really to help with the affordable housing crisis, where to help veterans, students, and single parents get into more affordable housing. And we have a deal right now. It's a 32 unit in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's Christina was able to secure it for $3.3 million. 2.3 million of that is seller finance. 1.2 is what we are raising right now to close on this property at the end of the month.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to think what else have I missed here. I
But
lost my
have you
train of
done
thought.
this before, on this scale, or and
The three of us combined together, Christina actually has a 22 unit, but combined together, we have done over $100,000, 100 transactions. Um, Julie currently manages a 900 unit, like in her portfolio. I am an LP at a 200 or 167 unit. So we have experience collectively together.
okay, okay, okay.
I mean, I have a
Hmm.
fix and flip business here in South Carolina as well. So we're not really, we've been around the block a few times.
Okay.
I do
All right.
co-living. Thank you, Leah, for sharing that. So
Sure.
the reason, our mission is veterans, the first and foremost is affordable housing, right, Ebony? We all know that there's that crisis. So we chose, because of our backgrounds and our missions, near and dear to our heart. I'm a veteran, so definitely veteran, housing is important to me. Christina's a single mom, we're looking for workforce development, housing. And we have varied backgrounds. Christina, she is a beauty in the beauty business. She has set up a number of companies. Well, as Leah mentioned, I am in property management, but I also do co-living for veterans in Houston. So, we each have a portfolio. We decided to come together and work together to achieve this mission. And I'm sure you all have similar missions as well and want to get started. So instead of us doing it individually, why not do it as a team so we can conquer more,
Right.
right? And
Have
hopefully,
you have you raised this kind of monies through like passive investors have you done that? Have you worked with that before? Raising funds for a project in terms of passive dealing with I don't know if it's just um outside of like a 503 or 50, something like that. Have you done that kind of fundraising before, where you're bringing in passive investors to fund your such a big project? Or are these projects that you're raising funds for just like for one project, or is it for to be a part of the 5,000? I'm not sure if I'm making myself clear.
no, great question, great question. So we each have individually raised capital for our individual projects. This is the first time we're raising as a group, and we're raising, when you say from passive investors.
So I'm going to add to that too, Ebony. Between the three of us, we've raised over $5 million collectively in the past 2 years. For
Mhm.
myself, I just recently raised over $800,000 in the last 2 weeks. For this particular deal, what we're also doing is we are working with a group to possibly do a private placement offering for as we scale, right? And we're doing that now because we want to
Mhm.
be able to acquire the property outside of just like doing it for fractional. We want to be able to acquire property faster and quicker. So we're
Okay.
going to start raising a fund.
I see. I see. Okay. All right.
Does that
That
make
that was
sense?
yes, yes.
And does
I
that
was
answer your
trying to
question?
it does. It does.
Okay, wonderful.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions? I love the questions that you guys have answered. Thank you so much. We appreciate it and love the collaboration. Yeah. Kelly, did you have a question?
Nope. It's all been really good information, though. Thank you.
Yeah, no, we've really been enjoying these little short sessions. It's amazing. Like we've been getting a variety of different people coming in. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to Kristen. Do you want to close this out? Or
Definitely, for
somebody have a
sure.
question here?
All right. So again, thank you everyone for joining us during your lunch break. We hope today's conversation helped clarify the difference between active and passive real estate investing. If today's discussion sparked more questions, or you'd like to learn more about whether passive multifamily investing aligns with your investment goals, we'd be happy to have a conversation. And we would also like for you to join us Thursday for another episode of 5,000 Keys Power 20 series as we continue helping investors make informed decisions with confidence.
The one final thing also, if you miss any of the first 4 sessions that we have, we actually have those in recording, and please feel free to listen to them.
Yep, we have a lot of good information that I can promise you will answer the questions that you do have. And I think, Leah, am I able to post in the link to join the
You should be able
session?
to, if you have it. Yeah, you can drop it in and they can just well for Thursday it's
Okay.
the same, it's actually the same Zoom link, right? You just need to register again, or if it, Julie,
Yes.
do you know?
It's the same link. Well, once you've
Oh, it's the same
registered,
link. Okay.
yeah, once you've so the Tuesday and Thursday, it's the same link for the Power 20. Just Saturday, it's a different link because it was a different time.
So for Thursday, we're doing this again, different topic. So we'll see you at noon on Thursday.
Great.
Thank you, everyone, for
Thank you so
joining.
We
much.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, Salvador.